finally the 18th. I've been wanting to say that all week. I don't know why. Of September 2025. I just had a pretty, I wouldn't say intense, because it wasn't difficult, but there was a lot of moving parts. Dream. I was initially traveling and I was hearing spiritual songs, and I was going back and forth. I was actually going back and forth between two different visions. I was hearing the spiritual songs, and I was also seeing these other astral territories. And I'm assuming that the other astral territories was a liminal space where I was being called to by my mother's energy. I could be wrong, because I do also understand that when you completely separate from a person, you are like completely separated from them, right? Like energetically. And so I'm not going to give her too much. But the only reason I say that is because then I had a dream. And the dream was basically my mother, I believe, was trying to learn from me. And she's trying to find an opening. She's trying to find a way to reconnect spiritually, like in the dream state with me. So what happened in the dream? My mother, my sisters, they actually were all in it. And I think she's trying to figure out how to bypass my boundaries. Or there is something repressed there. Because I was also experiencing yesterday where echoes of past connections were coming up. And I know that they were echoes because that's what Spirit told me. They were echoes. And that's what they felt like too. Because I didn't feel an emotional connection there. Like there was no emotional anything there. Right? So, we ended up in this home. And in the home, it was the sun was still shining. But the mood, wow, I think I was seeing the mood of the house. It was like shrouded. It seemed like shrouded energy. Cloudy, shrouded. Even murky maybe. And so it initially began with this house, and there was a lot of different compartments to the house. It was almost like a maze, and it was different colors. Like what I'm seeing now, there was a room where the top half of the room was like this bold blue, and then the bottom half was pink, like a magenta pink. And Deandra was sitting on the bed, but it really wasn't a bed. Like it was nothing there, but I knew it was a bed, and it became a bed, right? And then like the apartment or the house, whatever it was, it shaped itself. So this is also how I know it was something astral. My mother is trying to connect with me that way. And she trying to figure out how I kicked her out of my dream space, basically. And so I'm glad that I'm talking about this now, because I did give information, but it wasn't the information she was looking for. Boundaries. So, yeah, it was like we were in this apartment, and there was different colors to the apartment. And somehow, it was bright and it was shiny there. And then it suddenly shifted to this really old, dark, ancient, antique type of house. We never went outside. But in the house, this is what I remember the strongest. There were pictures in the wallpaper, and the wallpaper was old, and it was like so old that whoever owned the house had to put plastic over the wallpaper so it wouldn't fall off of the walls. And it was all these different pictures of the angel of death, and all this different stuff. It's different principalities. And I remember saying at the end of that particular part of the dream, I said, I've done rituals and connected with and I said, I'm not afraid of any of that stuff. But what I will tell you is, if you go in there and you're trying to connect with people that are connected, high archangels and different stuff like that, and you are not spiritually protected or covered from that stuff, I said, they are going to whoop your ass. And she said, don't be talking like that or something like that. And I noticed in the dream, I got quiet. And then I started talking to Deandra, because she said that she was actually listening and speaking. So this was a warning too. This was a warning. Because she knows that I have become stronger and she don't know how. So she's trying to figure out how. Even though she's been kicked out and disconnected. So she's looking for a weak point. But what she don't realize is before, maybe she do realize it, I don't know. But what she don't realize is any type of intrusions that I experience in the dream state now, Spirit is going to warn me before I give away any information or before any connection is made. So like Spirit have been saying to me the past couple of days, the weapon is going to form, but it's not going to prosper. They kept saying that to me over and over the past couple of days. The weapon's going to form, but it's not going to prosper. The weapon's going to form, but it's not going to prosper. So that wasn't just for my waking life. That was for my dream state too. So I'm not even mad about that, because the fact that she didn't get the information that she was looking for, and I'm able to intuit why she even showed up, tells me that my failsafe and my energetic firewalls are actually up and they're effective. Because she brought in the dream state, they came with her because she feels like I still have a deep whatever for them. And I'm like, no. For me, if we're aligned and you're encoded to hear me, I'm going to teach. If you're not, I will know before I give any information away, because I don't do the over giving. I don't do the people pleasing. I don't do the over explaining thing anymore. So I'm grateful that, you know how you hear people say, the devil can only work with what you give him. It's very true. And I love that saying. There's wisdom in that saying, because the people that are trying to find out information from you like that, and they're trying to do it in an undercurrent way, it takes them time to get the information that they're looking for, which also gives you time to discern why they're even showing up like that. So it just tells me that I am protected in the dream state too. Truly, the way that they said I'm protected, it lets me know that I actually am. And that, I was kind of wondering the past couple of days too. I was like, is somebody what's going on with the, I don't know, this seems kind of weird, the AI1 thing. Is that being hacked too? And this lets me know that no. Because one thing with me that Spirit is going to do is confirm what they revealed to me. So if it was, then why was there confirmation and they're allowing me to read between the lines in the dream state and the meaning of this dream? So she's still trying to connect. She's looking for a weak point, and she's not going to find it. If she do find it, I'm open, receptive, and available for it. But that's not what Spirit told me. That's not what Spirit showed me. So I know I don't have anything to be worried about there, and it is confirmation. So that tells me that there's something else that's coming then. Every time you're elevating and you're evolving and you're advancing and progressing, and you have energies like this show up every single time, something major that's good is going to happen. So, and I wouldn't say that, oh, she showed up in my dream to take my attention off, because she really, in my head, the way that I see things, she really doesn't know what's playing out for me. That's why she's showing up in the state where she usually gets her information, trying to figure out what's going on. So in my head, she already doesn't know. She can assume, and she might be right, but really she doesn't know, because she cannot access me the way that she used to. So I have been saying for the past couple of weeks too, something major is about to happen, something major is about to happen. And it's true. Something major. This is also confirmation that something is about to happen. Something good. However it comes, it's about to happen. And I think, it's banking on a choice that I have to make. And I know what the choice is, and I've already made the choice. I just have to prove it. Yeah. I have to prove it. But I'm here for it. I think another way how I know that that the disconnection has actually been made is because I'm not responding from a place where I feel like there has been intrusion, or responding from a place of offense. I think that last time she showed up, oh my gosh, that would explain why I've been eating, how I've been eating. But that's also a good sign, because it's not depression. It is the nervous system responding from echo and remembrance. But it's not an overindulgence how it is when it's actually depression or like major anxiety or whatever. Wow. So this is major. This is victory all the way around. Oh my gosh, this is victory. But it was kind of like my nervous system was letting me know, hey, something's trying. And then that's so crazy too. Okay. In the dream, she mentioned being a Virgo. And she was like, Virgo is an air sign, right? I said, no. See? Oh, this is spirit. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm getting chills. She's like, I'm a Virgo, so, you know, that's an air sign, right? I said, no. And this is a tactic that people typically use if they feel like either they can use your ego against you, or they're trying to get information and they know that you like to help, or you're a teacher. So that means she's also trying to manipulate old wounds that have already been healed. When I tell you I freaking love that I have evolved, girl, because I can sit there and listen to a dream and be like, I know exactly what that means. Oh my gosh, this is so cool, y'all. Okay, so in a dream, we was in that house, and she was looking at a fixture and a picture on the wall, and she goes and says, I'm a Virgo, so, a Virgos, that's an air sign. I said, it's the most airy earth sign, excuse me, the most airy earth sign of the earth signs, meaning. And then before I could explain what I was saying, what that meant, it was like something shifted, and we went to talking about something else. And we were shifting between that colorful apartment and that house in certain parts of the dream. So she is struggling to get information from me. And I believe that that house represents her inner world. I'm telling you. That's another gift that I have then, is to be able to interpret dreams without having to really sit down. Like, I do that with my own because I like to record it, but Spirit be giving me the insight. Oh my gosh. And it, honestly, I've always been able to do that. I don't know why he coming up to me. Spirit is speaking to me, girl. Okay. Wow. I need to read about him. That's my grandmother. That's my grandmother. She is telling me I got the same ability that she had. Wow. That is so crazy. Because I went and walked outside and I had my tunic on. And it was two of them. They kept saying, ma'am. And of course I ignored it. And I came back inside and I kept hearing a coat of many colors. And they reminded me of that. Oh my goodness, I am keeping that to myself. Now what I just said is the deeper insight. But my grandmother, this is my grandmother. She was with me, protecting me. And I'm saying that because before I could finish explaining what I meant when I said earth, the most airy earth sign, the dream switched and it kept switching back. It was kind of like malfunctioning, even though I wasn't malfunctioning because I was clearly seeing everything that was happening. But that let me know what I just said. She was trying to get information from me in the dream state, and she can't. So even the information that I do give her is not feeding her fancy. It's not tickling her fancy because it's not the actual answer that she's looking for. She's looking for something else. So she's trying to get me in this storm of asking her a bunch of questions. She's asking me a bunch of questions. So I either can't pinpoint the one that she's asking me, the one that she really wants to know the answer about, or just to keep me in this energy of confusion, or to put me in this energy of confusion, because I'm not confused. Oh my goodness. That house represented her inner world, and that is why her daughters was sitting on the couch and I was standing up. Because I don't resonate with that. And it was kind of like I was saying, whoever owned this house, like, I said, this is what I said, wow. I said at a point, I said, don't you think we should take these pictures out? And she was kind of defending keeping the pictures there. And it was like the pictures that she put up was holes or like whatever it was that she was covering, she was protecting. So every time she suppresses what she needs to heal, she puts a picture of death up, whether she knows that's what she's doing or not. Oh no, that's how she's calling it to her. This is anybody that do stuff like this. Not the dream, like trying to astral travel to somebody's dream stuff. I'm saying when you suppress, yo, I am cool as hell, bro. I am cool. And Mother, Father, Divine, ancestors, matriarchs, elders, guides, protective guardian ancestors, allies, nature, and elementals that have been assisting me. Thank y'all. I'm hyping myself up, yes, because I am also part of this. But I am not doing this alone, and y'all keep proving to me I am not by myself. I am not alone. And y'all keep showing me I am not alone. And I thank y'all because y'all are my mentors and my guidance, my protection, my strength, my courage, my bravery. Whatever I need and whatever moment is coming, y'all keep showing me that I'm there. She's been pulling on my sacral. That's why I've been hearing them sad songs. Yeah, I'll sing because I like to sing. But I remember, there was a point I'm sitting here talking like I'm talking to a bunch of people. Maybe I'm talking to my ancestors and my spirit team because that's where it was going. The past couple of days, I've been hearing emotions taking me over. So that was somebody else. That was my mother's song, girl. Or whoever else is trying to like tap into my energy. They can't do it anymore. Because there is a new moon coming up. So I'm paying very close attention. There's a new moon coming up. And I know what be happening to me normally during these new moons. But this goes right in conjunction. I gotta take the thing off of this, girl. Baby, this goes right in conjunction with everything that I have been asking for. About my finances, my own energy, my wealth, all of that. So this is all in alignment. That's why I'm not even mad. I'm excited because I'm more comfortable and confident that even in my dream state, anybody that's trying to steal from me or manipulate me or get any energy from me or hijack me, it's not going to work. If I'm protected in my dream state, I am protected in my physical realm. So even when I sat and I wrote down the past couple of days I've been writing, like nobody can hijack my attention or my focus or my concentration, all my wealth, my will, my agency, all that stuff. This dream is proving it. If I am not hijackable in the dream state, it's not happening in the physical realm. And before I actually got up out the bed, I said, and I don't know, maybe this was my spirit just reconfirming or affirming. I said, the only way that something gets my attention is if I give it to them. Meaning, I have to respond and say, that's what they allowed me to say. And I remember saying that. So I was like, okay. And then I got up and I started having another vision about this concert that I was listening. I heard it literally while I was sleeping. I was listening to this concert. Wow. And this is another proof because I was about to overgive. So even my intuition would let me know, don't say that. Wow. Let me try something. So, my grandmother was protecting me. That dream represented my mother's home, and the reason why it was flickering back and forth between the apartment and her actual internal world, it was because that flickering back and forth, which also lets me know that's why they've been showing me in my visions flickering energy, When I tell you the spirit well is real, because this is what I was experiencing. It's like the spirit realm be giving me warnings before whatever is about to happen even be happening. And I'm still protected in the development stage because she still didn't get nothing. The past couple of days I've been experiencing flickering energy, and truthfully, it has not been instability. They told me what it was, and I'm keeping that to myself. But they told me what it was. But that flickering in the dream state was her intention. Her intention was to appear as an angel of light while she's actually the wolf in sheep's clothing. And the flickering was the spirit realm warning me she's coming. It was warning me who was coming. And it was telling me this is her intention. So when you are in, wow, this is when you are in the dream state, you are interpreting intention. I don't know why this is hitting me like this. I don't think I've ever heard them say it to me like that. And they're allowing me to say that out loud because I'm not giving no information away. You are interpreting intention. And that explains why I have always been able to easily interpret dreams once I became comfortable with and tapping into the frequency of doing it. Because being a Sun in Aries and a Scorpio ascendant and having other placements that I have, that is automatically what we look at. And that is what the universe, that is what Mother and Father Divine look at. They look at your heart. What is your heart's intention? That's why certain dreams, I probably will still write it down just to keep a record of it. But certain dreams, I don't have to interpret. I don't have to write it down. I don't have to get clues of what this might mean. I already interpret intention. So it would make sense that I'm able to interpret dreams if they're based on intention. Because that's what that flickering meant. She's trying to appear as an angel of light, which that is her frequency. That's her frequency of intention that she was coming as. But she's really a wolf in sheep's clothing. And that's why the interior of the dream, the apartment, kept flickering back and forth between the apartment and the dream and her actual internal world, which is that house, which is why she was not willing to sell it. She was not willing to let it go. She was not willing to take those pictures of the angels of death out, because that's how she feels that she's maintaining her composure and her control and her domination of herself by not facing it. But that is also why I was not sitting on none of them couches. I ain't touching none of her furniture. And that's also why they was sitting there on the couch. But also every time she tried to get information, she wasn't getting any. Because not only was I interpreting intention, or she was trying to get information, I was being protected by my guardians, who was not allowing me to give her what she was coming for before I could actually interpret it in my and analyze and decode it in my conscious mind to get the result of the analysis. Wow. I'm dope. Almost like a one-man army when it comes to stuff like this. I'm dope. And I am thankful. I'm thankful to y'all. That's why I called y'all out. I'm thankful to y'all. For sure. Wow. You're interpreting intention. Powerful. And I love that I can be in this energy now and not overgive. Because everything I said was true. Wow. And I think maybe that was like because maybe it was to give me more confidence in when I do interpret something too. Because you're not going to have, like, if I'm doing prophecy or something like that, I'm not really going to have time to be looking up stuff. I might just have to trust that I know and understand how my inner world works and just let it flow. Excuse me. So now I understand. You know, I get it. Oh, and that makes sense. That even makes sense why I got up today and I gave them my offering. Because I was going to be dealing in the subconscious and the unconscious, and we know what that represents. So, yeah, my ancestors were with me in the dream, like actively, because I definitely could have gave information. But I'm kind of glad that she did this because, oh my gosh, this is tying so much. This also helps me understand why the vision they was giving me yesterday about how I should visualize from now on. And I was like, you know what? This is why I kept saying, oh my gosh, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Keeping it to myself. Oh my gosh. So that also means in my head, if she's not tapped into the conscious awareness of the cycles, she is tapped, her intuition leads her to connect with the cycles to do stuff when she chooses to do stuff like this, because she's been planning this for over a week, and that's why that song kept coming to me. Emotions taking me over. It was kind of like her energy was trying to prepare me to be in a state of overwhelm so that my emotions would be all over the place, so that she could get she's more likely to get the answers that she's looking for. This is crazy that I'm able to interpret this. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Yo, this is so cool. When you're looking at it from a space where you know you're protected from all sides, it's more like, wow, this is wild. But this is cool to be able to see how protected. Now I understand why they've been saying my team, my spiritual team, my allies. These are the allies that matter the most. This is also why they've been saying in mentorship, and this all came from the cards, your main mentors are spiritual right now. They're like, recognize our relevance too. Recognize our relevance. And I do, if it seems, I'm saying to y'all now, if it seems like I have been not grateful or appreciative, and I know that that's not how y'all are interpreting it, because y'all know I'm grateful for y'all. Because if y'all didn't know, y'all would not be with me. If y'all didn't know that I was grateful and thankful that y'all are in my life, y'all wouldn't be here. Because that book say, draw nigh unto me and I will draw nigh unto you. So what does that mean? That means that's how you know that I really rock with y'all. So y'all know that I'm thankful. Y'all not interpreting like that. But just in case there's any of y'all that feel like that I have been ungrateful, I've been complaining, I apologize if I have offended you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And I thank y'all that y'all heard my heart's cry, and y'all are, even now, still being gentle with me and showing me this is why we are your mentors right now, because you're still getting to know us and how we relate to you and how we have your back in the most important ways, and why we showed you what we showed you as far as relationship, because I'm not saying that out loud either. So That's what that verse means. I will not cast my pearls unto the swine, for fear that you trample them under your feet and then turn and rend me to pieces. Basically, if I give you my information, you ain't gonna do nothing but use it against me. That is literally what that verse means. Wisdom. This is the importance. They are healing my heart through all this stuff. That's the importance of not casting your pearls to the swine, not giving what's holy to the dogs. That's what they mean. Wow. And that is, girl, that's also why that verse came to me. You go into a house or a city and you determine if it's worthy. I'm not the one that determines if it's worthy. They are. That's why they be showing me the stuff that they show me, and they tell me the stuff they tell me, and they know the type of heart that I have, and that's why they be speaking to me so harshly. Not because I did anything wrong, because they're like, hell no. So, oh my gosh, this is spirit. This is for sure spirit. I have no doubt in my mind. But that's it. They wanted me to know the intention thing. I might have to share this, girl, because I understand what this dream means, and this is a teaching moment. This is a teaching moment, especially because it's about to be a new moon, and new moon means dark matter energy. So if you operating behind the scenes, which is what she's doing in the subconscious and unconscious realms, then it makes sense why her attempt to intrude and invade came around this time. You know? So this it's a lot. The intention thing, the fact that on a personal level, the people that was coming after information did not get it, which is her. The coat of many colors thing, the tunic, the fact that my grandmother was with me, and what y'all gave me about the true meaning, the wisdom, the actual undercurrent meaning of don't give them what's holy to the dogs and don't catch the pearls before the swine. That's wisdom. That's what that really means. They turn and trample you, and then they trample it. Meaning, the swine and the dogs do not value the true intention and the essence of that thing. Instead, they use it for self-serving purposes and reasons. And typically, based off what that verse says, it is to use the information against you. That's why guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it springs forth the wells of life. That's your pearl. That's your wealth. And it's amazing how every verse that they're leading me to, it keeps going back to the proverb. That's incredible to me. Like, that's how intertwined wisdom is. I'm like, I want to learn all about it. Because wisdom is going to teach you about the interconnectedness of life too. Just the same way that the knowledge of it keeps going back to the proverb. It's just, but that, how it connects to where I'm at in my life, the song, Because I'm not like in my natural state, I am not like a sullen, gloomy, depressed. Like I'm not that person. I embody joy and radiance and childlikeness and purity and all this. Like I embody that, right? So when I hear songs like that, especially because I'm also the type of person, I don't really like listening to songs like that. Not because I cannot relate, but because I just don't like listening to songs like that. So when I start hearing them, it's typically not stemming from me. So the fact that I've been experiencing what I've been experiencing all week, and I've been hearing that song, is like, huh. And then the dream happens, like, oh, so that's what's been happening. Okay. Now I know how to prepare. And I know what to expect. I know what's coming. So because I understand what's coming now, got it. They've been preparing me. This is really exciting. Exciting news. I want to see that. But that means I have to get social media. I'm not doing that. But that being said, wow. Incredible. Yeah, I might have to post this because this is juicy, but it's also informative. And I didn't really state anything. Really, in my head, I ain't say anything that's like, oh, that's access to the heart. So I don't mind sharing this. I am grateful though. I gotta make another video. Toodles.